Hello Power Rangers Lightning Collection fans, and welcome back to the next chapter of the Lightning Library, the series where we take an in-depth look at every entry in the Power Rangers Lightning Collection. So I talk about the history of it, give my thoughts about it, and just go all over it. And today we have the Power Rangers Lightning Collection Mighty Morphin Red Ranger helmet, which was released in the summer of 2020 as a fan channel exclusive, meaning it was available at numerous different online retailers such as Hasbro Pulse, Big Bad Toy Store, Entertainment Earth, GameStop, and it was also sold in stores at GameStop, and was the second helmet released in the Lightning Collection following 2019's Mighty Morphin White Ranger, which you can see its box is on the shelf back there. And this box is very, very similar to the White Ranger box. It's the same sized box, which makes sense because you're getting a helmet in there again. You have very similar artwork here that was featured on the San Diego Comic-Con 2019 Armored Red Ranger box set, along with Zeo Gold from Tom Whalen, where it's front facing instead of like the side profile that you can actually see sort of right up there with the Mighty Morphin Red from Wave 3. And of course you get a 3D render of the helmet there. On the top, you get the helmet there as well. On the bottom, very bland, but it's the bottom. It doesn't need to be exciting. On the side here, we have the helmet again. On the other side, you get a very pretty picture of basically continuing the art, and also you get the Tyrannosaurus power coin kind of sort of faded in there, but it's in there. And on the back, you see it on its display stand. You talk about a little bio here, which says, a natural leader who inspires bravery and loyalty in his friends, Jason Lee Scott becomes the Mighty Morphin Red Ranger and leads his team against the forces of evil. So yep, that's basically everything going on with the box, which, you know, of course, the main event is down here somewhere. The stand. So, of course, the main event here is the stand that you get, which is comprised of 4 different pieces in the box, nothing too complex. You get this top layer, you get the middle section, you get the bottom section, and the plate. It's the exact same stand that came with Mighty Morphin White, just you have to very easily assemble it here. Doesn't take much work at all, and it's very flimsy plastic, but it's just supposed to keep the helmet up, which it does, and here is the helmet. So let's go ahead and take a look at the history of this release, and then we will showcase the helmet in better detail.
In 2019, the Lightning Collection expanded with roleplay items when the Mighty Morphin White Ranger helmet released. It wasn't known how often these items would come out for the line until the first signs of the next one appeared on Friday, May 15th, 2020, the night after the very first ever Power Rangers Fan First Friday event. On that day, at JTPrime17 on Twitter, found a bill of lading that showed a PRG pet hotel was on the way to the US. Hotel, being the code used before on the White Ranger helmet, implied that a new helmet was releasing, but it didn't say who. A few weeks would go by until the identity of what helmet it was found eventually, once again by JTPrime17, when they found another bill of lading on June 9th that showed it to be one from Mighty Morphin Red. Unlike the White Ranger, MMPR Red was a helmet released by Bandai in their Legacy line before, so this new release would either be a good way for those who missed out before then on that release, or a potential skip for those who were happy with the older release. Throughout the rest of June, the helmet would appear on a couple of different retailers before being announced, such as Amazon UK. It would be in July that the very first pictures for the helmet leaked out. On July 8th, at Martian_Ranger found a picture of the box for the helmet, while Instagram user A Nerdy Dad leaked the rest of the photos that same night. Only a few hours after that leak, the helmet was officially announced by Hasbro on Thursday, July 9th, 2020, with an original slated release for August 1st. But Hasbro Pulse would release the helmet only a few weeks later, and it would also appear in stores in the US, Canada, and Malaysia by the end of the month as well.
So here is the helmet, and overall, it looks very, very pretty. Now, it's going to be very reflective here in my camera and everything, but they captured it pretty well. Of course, it looks a lot better than the Lightning Collection helmet on the figure, because this one actually has the full trim that goes along the whole duration of the visor. Of course, it's a lot easier to capture the proper design of the helmet when it's like an actual roleplay helmet and not a figure. but it looks great. I am a big fan of the Mighty Morphin Red Ranger suit, so in terms of helmets, I prefer this helmet over the White Ranger helmet. I mean, I own both of them and I like both of them, but if I had to pick a personal favorite of the two, it would be this one. I just think it turned out very, very nicely. Of course, inside, we'll take a real quick look inside, and we will show this on my head in more detail, but inside, you get the same kind of mechanism, the exact same mechanism that the White Ranger helmet had. So it's separated by magnets right there on either end. Where is the other one there? Right there. So nothing too crazy, just very nicely clips back together. The helmet clips here are molded on. They're not actual clips. They're just there for aesthetic because it separates right there and not at the clip. And on the inside, you do get the Power Rangers lightning bolt symbol on the little helmet adjuster, which you can adjust to have it fit your head. Now, even though you can wear this helmet, of course, I have it on the highest setting, and it still is a tiny bit tight on my head. So just reference there. And then, of course, you can see through the visor there. In the inside interior, you get this whole kind of headgear piece. But like I said, it's the same as what was in the White Ranger helmet, so nothing too crazy there. But let's go ahead and try it on. Alright, so I'm wearing my Mighty Morphin Red Ranger shirt. Figured it was fitting. Here is the Red Ranger helmet, so you can kind of get a better look at it, next to a person. So obviously you can wear it, so it's going to be a pretty nice size. It's a nice build quality and everything. It's like if you have the White Ranger helmet, you pretty much know what you're expecting with the Red Ranger helmet. It's just based off of the Red Ranger. So of course you're going to open the back flap there, kind of move up the little headgear piece, and then just slot that on your head there, and then drop it in. And then you gotta find that right exact perfect spot. And there you go. I don't think any of my hair is caught in there, so that's good. And that's it. You just have to make sure you line it up there or it's going to get stuck, and you're going to have hair, especially if you have longer hair, it's going to kind of peek out the edges there. And sometimes it is a little hard to get the magnets to line up pretty well. But once you're having it on, I think it works very well. I can still see in here with my glasses on, so that's a good touch. And it's pretty easy to breathe, I would say. I don't have any problems with that there. I will say I think the visor might be a little too clear, like a little too see-through. I mean, it looks perfectly fine on the inside, but you can probably see my eyes. I'm not sure how well it's coming across on the camera there, but I think on the opposite end, it's too clear into the inside, and should be a little darker on the outside. But for the most part, I think it looks very nice. I like how this looks a lot. Like I said, I'm a big fan of the Red Ranger helmet. It does go nice with this shirt. So yeah, that is the Red Ranger helmet, and then you just, easily take the magnets, close it back up, and now my hair probably looks ridiculous. More ridiculous than it usually already does. So that is really going to do it for this week's episode of the Lightning Library. Like I said, there's really not a lot to say about this helmet. I mean, the roleplay items are very, if you want them. If you want them for display purposes, if you actually like to wear them, I feel like they'd be pretty decent for cosplay things. And for the most part, I have been pretty satisfied with the roleplay items in the Lightning Collection. I thought the White Ranger helmet was nice. I thought this was nice. In terms of getting it today, just like the White Ranger helmet, it seems to pretty much still be in stock here almost a year later. They seem to kind of keep the helmets kind of perpetually in stock, at least for a little bit. I mean, I wouldn't wait years to try to get this, but I feel like it's not one of those things where, I think with any of the helmets, unless any of them end up being exclusive someday, I feel like you can probably just wait a couple of months and you'd find it. I know sometimes GameStop has them on sale for like 60 instead of 80 and things like that, and which I think it's definitely worth that price. I do think that it's not overpriced. I think 80 definitely is a little pricey, but you're getting a helmet you can actually wear. So is it worth it to you? And I feel like it probably is worth it, especially because it does look pretty nice. But there's really not that much you can say. It's a helmet. It looks like it should. It looks great on display with the display stand. It looks great on an actual person, and it checks off all the boxes that it should. But that's all I have for this week's episode and this week's chapter of the Lightning Library. Of course, you can join me next week where we'll be taking a look at the, as of right now, most recent entry in the roleplay items for the Lightning Collection, the Walmart exclusive Power Morpher. And that one's definitely going to be an interesting one. So be sure to stay tuned for that. And of course, until next time, you can follow me on Twitter at LivingRangerKey or at LightningFigPR. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to see more of this series. And you can also check out the playlist at the end of this video for the other 19 chapters. And I'll see you all later. Tokusatsu forever.